Hi guys, I just want to touch base with you all on the 60 frames a second issue. It has been a few weeks and things have steadily improved on YouTube. I've noticed more and more videos appearing that have 60 frames a second, especially on gaming channels. Total Biscuit has started doing his videos in 60 frames a second, and a lot of other people who do Let's Plays are doing the same, and there doesn't seem to be a major problem. I do think now most browsers can play these videos, even if they don't play them 60 frames a second. For example, some of them will just play 1080p at 30 frames a second, even though it is a 60 frames a second video. But that's fine, because then at least the people who are using Chrome or whatever other browsers will do it can watch in 60 frames a second. The important thing is that it is generally something that the vast majority of people can use, and I'm getting the feeling that it is beginning to get there, that 60 frames a second is becoming pretty normal for, well, for gaming channels. So here I am again, running around Skyrim at 60 frames a second recording, and wondering how it is for you guys. I'm looking at the recording screen and it does look pretty smooth, but it's always difficult to tell. And of course, once I've uploaded it to YouTube, there are the inevitable problems there. So basically what this video is A, another test so you guys can look at 60 frames a second and see if it works for you, and B, and this is more important, a way for me to get some feedback as to how it is working for you guys. Is 60 frames a second working for you? Or at least, if you can't watch it on 60 frames a second, are you able to watch it at 30 frames a second even though it's a 60 frames a second video? Of course, this will only matter if you're watching it on 720 or 1080p and above, because below that it only gives 30 frames a second anyway. I personally do see a difference in the videos now. I've seen quite a few 60 frames a second videos and the quality is amazing. And I have also noticed that the stuttering and buffering I was getting initially has gone. So there's none of that. I have noticed, by the way, a few stutters in Skyrim. So if you're noticing a couple of stutters as I run along here every now and again, that is actually my game, not the recording. It's not all the time. Like now, it's perfectly smooth, but then I get these odd stutters. That is something I've always had in Skyrim, and I don't think you will have ever noticed it on 30 frames a second recording. So when I was recording at 30 frames a second, it kind of hid the issue a little. Now that I'm recording at 60, you may actually see it as much as I do. I've just learned to ignore it because it's Skyrim. I am possibly pushing Skyrim a little too much for my system. I get 60 frames a second solid most of the time, but it occasionally drops to sort of 56. You know, and it's odd, but you do notice those little stutters. That was actually a major stutter. I think that was a lot of things loading in. Run away from the bear, run away from the bear, don't want to fight the bear, don't want to fight the bear. You can fight him, have fun. Yeah, big load stutters. Now, of course, I've not played Skyrim in a while, and I've been messing around with the setup, so I may have actually ruined my ini file. I need to take a look at it. So, we have a troll fighting. So yeah, let me know. Does this work for you? Is it something that you want? I mean, well, don't even bother answering that. If you can see 60 frames a second and it's working for you, my guess is you want it. But is it working for you? Or are there still people out there who are having a few issues viewing videos like this? Okay, and I will review the comments and then make a decision as to whether I will start doing my videos in 60 frames a second. Okay, thanks a lot.